Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've seen a lot of you. I Skyped one class, and I'm hoping to Skype you all once you're done watching these videos and going through some of the material that I've posted on Canvas. I want to express first and foremost, before we jump into any kind of reviewing of the learning that should happen, is that for those of you who are struggling, please email me. Okay, it is not the best scenario. You would rather me be there to ask questions. You would rather interact with me or come see me during free moments that you have to understand the learning or to do things together on the chalkboard. I would rather be there too. Okay, so I know some of you are reaching the threshold of starting to become frustrated. We're all frustrated, okay? This is a situation that is not something that everybody's going to have to go through, okay? So I'm just going to share with you all the reason that I'm gone. I'm gone because I had 2 major eye surgeries, and I'm recovering from that, and being as though they cut my eyeballs and did some things behind there and yada yada, I don't want to gross anybody out, I can't have the pressure of the airplane. So I can't be there just yet, but I will be back soon, okay? This time of being home, I have noticed that my vision is starting to get, better every single day, because believe me, I don't want to walk around feeling blind, but if I didn't get this surgery, I could have lost my eyesight. And what's even more scary is I didn't know that it had happened to me. I had no side effects or warnings, which typically people do, but that's the reason that I'm out. So I'm just recovering from these eye surgeries, and I will be there as soon as doctor says I can go back on the airplane and be okay and not, hurt anything with my eyesight. So for all of us there that are frustrated, believe me, I am too. Okay, I love being there with you all. I love interacting with you. I like assisting in your learning and watching you grow in your Spanish journey. But there are students who have emailed me with questions, concerns, comments, problems, or just to send me their work or say hello. And I've received all of your emails, and I try to get back to those students who email me. And so if you are sitting there struggling and feeling like, I have no clue what's going on, I'm so frustrated, I'm just going to give up, I'd like you to check out the bulletin board outside of the classroom when you leave today. My student aide made that for me, and it's a whole mindset mode. So it's easy to say, oh, I'm giving up, right? So easy. I get frustrated, my brain doesn't want to work anymore, and I just give up. And that's an easy cop-out. So I encourage you to 2020 have this new vision or new mindset that you will push through even if something is challenging, even if something is frustrating. And I give you that advice because I'm trying to take it myself. Okay, is it frustrating to not see? Absolutely. Is it frustrating to be out of work? Absolutely. Is it scary to know that I could have gone blind? Yes. Is it sad because I'm young and I'm having these eye problems? Yes. So I'm facing challenges too. I can't drive. I can't do a lot. For weeks I could do nothing. I didn't even see my phone. I couldn't even see any kind of electronics. So what did I do? I laid in bed and listened to audiobooks. And that's not me. I'm a very active person. So it's very easy to get frustrated and want to give up on life, but I just encourage you to push through that and to make do with what you have and find a way to help yourself. So what I'm going to do is try to video some of the material that is all on Canvas. Everything I show you today is on Canvas. Just so that you can be more familiar with it, and maybe hearing my explanation will help you understand it better. But please definitely email me all the time. That's always acceptable. And then lastly, there is going to be a quiz, okay, on just this new vocabulary. The Quizlets are posted onto Canvas. There's a whole page with different Quizlet links. There's links to videos on YouTube. There's links to this document you see right now. I'm going to show you in a little while a presentation, and there's that on Canvas too. So everything I show you today will be on Canvas. All right, so let's jump into the review. So first semester, we talked about school, and we got exposed to verbs in Spanish. And verbs are the central building block, we said, that create Spanish. It's our blueprint or our first foundational piece that we lay in order to build up in our journey of Spanish. There is the chart. It should be on the sideboard. Hopefully it's still there, of AR, ER, and IR. And we talked about the homes and how to use that chart in relation to the chart that's on the whiteboard with the passes underneath. So those two charts live together. They always have to match. And how do I determine if I should be in the AR house or the IR house? Well, I look at the infinitive, the ending of the infinitive of a verb. And every single verb in Spanish has an infinitive form. If it does not have an infinitive form, please listen to me. If it does not have an infinitive form, it is not a verb. It just isn't. So every verb in Spanish has an infinitive, it has an ending. It only has three choices. Look at the chart. AR, ER, or IR. And I typically take off the AR, ER, or IR ending, and I add the appropriate ending that I see in that chart. Well, how do I decide if the appropriate ending is O or AS? Well, I look at the subject, and the subject pronoun chart is on the board, on the white bulletin board. Okay, and so we did that. We talked about various different verbs relating to teaching and learning and studying, and school-related verbs like enseñar, to teach, aprender, to learn, estudiar, to study. Okay, and if you look back into your notebooks from first semester, which you do need, so hopefully none of you discarded them over break, okay? If you did, you're going to want to get someone who has reliable, clear, understandable notes, either electronically or on paper somehow, and get photos of them or copies of them, because the material we learned in first semester we will need. Okay, we are building upon that information, not letting that go and starting something new. There is a slight difference, though, and that our two new verbs are completely different. Hear me. They're completely different than any other verb that we have done thus far. They do not follow the chart that's on the chalkboard. Not at all. So I need to now learn, and how do I learn it? I'm going to need 1, write it down. 2, look at it more than once. And 3, study it, review it, have it become something that's normal for my brain to see. So those two verbs are ser, as you see there, and tener, okay? So let's look at ser, which means to be. I'm writing this down. All of you should have some type of piece of paper. You should be writing it down. If you do not have paper, I have paper. Please ask the substitute for paper or ask a classmate. If you don't want to take notes on a piece of paper, please get out your iPad and be on a document and take these notes, because I will be grading your notebooks, okay? They don't need to be pretty. They don't need to be super, extensive either, but I'm hoping that this is not the first time you've seen this document, and that you've seen it before and you've taken notes, or you printed this out at home, or printed it out at school and taped it or stapled it or something, put it in your folder, because you will need this information. The quiz will be on this information, and this is the verb that we will use when we start to describe people. So verbally, I will need this verb to be, and when I write in Spanish, I will need it too. So I write now. Let's go. We're writing or typing. Ser means to be. And if I need to write a mental note for myself, I can say ser does not follow the verb conjugation chart. Ser does not follow the verb conjugation chart. Because if it did, then I would take off the ER ending, and here I would have SO. And here I would have SES. Okay, so it does not follow the conjugation chart. Why doesn't it follow it? It's an irregular verb. And I know that answer might not be, what you want to hear, but that's it, okay? That's as simple as it can be. Ser does not follow the chart just because it's irregular. Okay, we have that same scenario in English with verbs all the time. So then let's do the conjugation. So I have this somewhere in my notes that the chart that I see right in front of me is the chart that follows the pronoun chart on the sideboard, or on the bulletin board rather, excuse me. So I have yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros, nosotras somos, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. What do they mean? So here we go. Yo soy, I have. Tú eres, you are. Él, he is. Ella, she is. Usted, formal. A formal you, like Mrs. Blankenbaker. Okay, someone I want to be formal with, but it's still singular. You are. Nosotros somos, we are. Y ellos son, they are. Ustedes son, you, plural, are. And remember that these two bottom charts, hopefully you can see, I don't want to move the whole thing, but the es and son can also be it. Okay? And if I'm on the es version, that's singular because this whole column, yo, tú, él, is singular. And so therefore, if I'm on son, it's it plural. We don't have it plural in English, but we do in Spanish. So that's the conjugation of ser. And ser means to be. Soy, eres, es, somos, son. Now, quick note, there is another Spanish verb that means to be. It's estar, okay? We are not on that yet. So I shouldn't see that on any non-native paper ever until we get to that point, okay? Hope you heard that. We don't need estar yet. We need ser, which they both mean to be. They have different functionalities, and I will give you descriptions on why they're different and how to remember to use which one properly, because they are not interchangeable. Okay, so what you need right now is you need the word ser means to be, and this is the conjugation. Here's translations. And that ser means to be, and I'm going to use it in this chapter. Okay, she is funny. We are sleepy. Well, you wouldn't use we are sleepy with ser, but so descriptions, okay, of people. Why won't I use we are sleepy with ser? That's a tener expression, which we're not there just yet. Okay, so make sure you have ser. If you have any questions on this verb, email me right now. Okay, because the next video clip will be tener.